Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get back on the channel as always. Dan Garber, he's 6-3 with 2 wins by knockout, and he's boxing next Saturday at the Cedars Court Hotel in Bradford against Ryan Labourn. His second fight v Labourn. I believe you're Ryan Labourn because you was meant to fight him in May, hasn't it got rescheduled?
That's right, yeah. May the 4th it was. The show got cancelled. Now, I were having it as a fight because I was supposed to actually fight the week after as well on a Sky show on the Price McCaskill world title bill down at Cardiff Arena. But unfortunately, I had to pull out the fight due to my medical papers not going through at the time in time for it. So a bit disappointed, obviously, both shows getting, obviously one show getting cancelled, and then myself having to pull out of a fight due to, like I say, my medical papers not going through in time. But fingers crossed that one now for this Sky show has getting rearranged for October. But obviously, first I've got to get past Ryan next week in Bradford.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to mention who it is, but I mean, it's going to be a great fight to watch if if everything goes to plan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is the obviously I've got I want to look good against Ryan next week in Bradford. Get the rounds under my belt because my last few fights, I've had 2 wins, which have come inside 2 rounds, 2 knockout wins for myself. Obviously, I fought Moses at Town at 3 days' notice. I got stopped myself early in that fight, and then between that, obviously, I went 8 rounds with Tom Carty. So to be honest with you, I could do with getting the rounds in. So it's more
You've
about
changed coach, haven't you, to Jimmy first?
I have, yeah. I'm training with Jimmy first now. Obviously, I've known Jimmy for years. I actually made my debut in Halifax quite a few years ago on one of Jimmy's cards, and boxed on Jimmy's farewell fight back in February, Bradford Cedar Court.
When you
Uh,
beat Joe Nagaluv.
that's right, yeah. I used to train with Mark Hurley, who's coaching Callum Simpson now, who's fighting Zach Shelley for a British title, and Jimmy used to do a lot there. So we've always known each other. We've always got on, always kept in touch. Seeing he's opened his own gym in Brighouse, and I know what he's like as a person. Um, Obviously as a fighter as well, he was a great fighter in his own right. And
Former Central Area champion, won on Sky, boxed on Sky a few times, and
I
yeah,
did, yeah.
overall he's a great
But
fighter, and it's good to see, even though he's called it a day now in the pro scene, that he's passing his knowledge on to, and I'm glad to see him, becoming a coach, and he's building a good little stable, isn't he?
he is, yeah. So he's got myself down there now, and he's got another lad who's just turned professional there. I think he's going to be a cruiserweight. He's called Brandon. So obviously there's someone there for me to spar with as well. I asked a few of my mates what. Obviously, I knew what Jimmy was like as a person, but I asked what they thought of him as a trainer, etc. What he was like in the corner and things, and everybody had good words. No one has a bad word to say about Jimmy anyway. So
Mm.
I thought I'd give it a go with him. Comfortable straight away, obviously, because we knew each other. You know, I told him what my plans were for that year. And the thing with Jimmy, when he boxed, he were always fit. And that's what I need. Basically, I want someone there who's going to get me, the fittest I can possibly be for these, for these big fights and things like that.
Mhm.
When you are going on TV and things, so we're working well together. It's going well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him going forward.
Mhm. Was then everything or did you just fit? Was stuff not going well with your old coach, or did you just think it was a bit of a time for a bit of a change, switch up?
Uh, I wouldn't say it wasn't going well. I just felt like I needed that bit more structure in the training, should I say? Uh, and Jimmy's. that's the thing with Jimmy. You know, he's quite on the ball. Everything's planned out and stuff with him, so it's a set routine. You know, he knows what he's doing before you get there, etc. You know, he's reliable. He's been there and done it himself. And the gym he's got, it's actually his full-time job as well now. So, you know, he's putting his heart and soul into that. So it worked well. I just felt like, you know, it's probably. I mean, I've got to be realistic with myself. I'm probably going to be boxing another year now. So it's all about
Last big
the.
push.
But that's it. You know, my manager, Glenn Banks, he's getting phone calls left, right, and centre. You know, for opponents now. I turned the fight down this Saturday night against quite a big name in British
Mm.
boxing. I turned that down this week. It was for a 4 rounder. I
Is
just
that
don't
because
want
you
to
had a
take.
fight lined up
Well,
next week then?
well, it's because I've got a fight. One reason is I've got a fight lined up. The second reason is the level of opponents is massive compared to the guy that wanted me to box on Saturday night. That's no disrespect to the guy I'm boxing next week, but it is the levels are massive.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be taking again a short notice fight. If the money were good enough, don't get me wrong, I'd do it like I did it with Moses Atama. That was the you know, being honest, and that was the reason I did it. It was an opportunity I couldn't turn down, and the money I couldn't turn down. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. This week, it just it didn't make it made no sense for me to take that fight.
It was a 4 rounder as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Now there's no issues with me the fitness for the 4 rounds, but it's just the level of the opposition. I'm going to do that on a week's notice against somebody like him. So obviously, I'm not going to mention any names on here, but you know who it is anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I wasn't going to do that. And there also another name that we actually turned down, who is a big name, who's on the comeback in British boxing. That might give it away a little bit.
Was that the same
Uh,
person
but
who
again,
you told me
it
the
just
other
comes
day?
down to the financial side of stuff.
Was it the same person who you was meant to be boxing this week or a different person?
That was a different person who I turned down before. But we have had calls now. We've had a call from a promoter in Germany. They want me to go over there in September to box a guy called Victor Yerk.
Oh
He were
yeah.
a European. He were a European silver medalist as an amateur. He's 6'9" southpaw. You know, I think he's 9-0 with 8 wins by knockout. He's German champion already.
How many rounds did they
Uh,
want?
so yeah, if we're gonna have a look at that. So we've got two options. We've got the show in October, and we've got that one. Now, I quite fancy it. I always wanted to go over to Germany uh, to box over there. Now I know it's hard. You've got to knock an opponent out to get a draw over there. So it'll be
Mm.
an hard night. It's a hard night's work against the guy. I mean, he's been in camp with Usyk 3 times. You know, he's been in camp with Joshua,
Wow.
and so yeah, I mean, thing with them is that they're actually offering you notice for them kind of fights. You know, 6 weeks to get in shape. I mean, a prime example again. They wanted me to box a guy called Emmanuel Odiase a couple
Oh
of weeks.
yeah, he's signed with AJ's management.
He is, yeah. Now they wanted me to box him 2 weeks ago at the.
Denny
Well,
cash fight.
that's right. I think that were in Coventry at Coventry
No,
Dome, so
Birmingham.
Birmingham. That were it. So they wanted me to box him. That were again 3 days notice, and I had a look at the kid. He's another one, 6'9", 18 and a half, 19 stone, bit of a banger. You know, very good amateur, good technical boxer, and 3 days notice against someone like that. I don't particularly want to do that again. I mean, you had to look at what happened to the guy that stepped in and actually boxed him. Uh, he did well to survive a few rounds, but he got flattened in end. You know, he's a
Yeah.
big guy and a big puncher. So yeah, I've been turning a lot of short notice jobs down recently. It's got to be right for myself and obviously my team as well. You know, when we take them. Uh, so I'm thinking long term ahead as well. I don't just want to be taking any fight for the sake of it. Guys
Yeah.
like this Victor Year, they're giving you time to prepare. You know, a good 6 week, and all I always say, me, you know, if anybody rings up and they want to, and they want about, you know, I
Of
always
course,
say at least 4 weeks for myself, and I can get myself in a shape in 4 weeks.
I saw a
So
list of the Central Area champions, and I see the heavyweight ones. vacant, would you, before you call it a day, would you want to, pick that belt up?
To be honest with you, I think I've spoke to you about it before. That central area belt. Now, in the other divisions, it's being fought for quite regular. Like Jimmy First boxed for it. So in the lighter divisions, you actually get people boxing and defending it. In
Yeah.
the heavyweight division, I think it's been boxed for once in something like the last 15 years.
Yeah, I know.
That was Chris Healy and Danny Whitaker.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I remember watching that actually.
yeah, Chris Healy won that fight and never defended the belt. So
Because there's not many sort of what's to say what's people
guys,
around, is there?
guys from that area. Well, I think the class, the central area, that obviously the class that as like it's Yorkshire and I don't know if I think Manchester comes under. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Manchester
because
comes up
Hatton
under that.
fought Flint for it quite
Yeah,
recent.
Campbell yeah. So there is fighters about to fight for it.
Peter Naylor,
Yeah, there's Peter Naylor from Bradford. I think he does want to box for it.
bit of
But
bragging rights between the two of you, Bradford.
yeah, I mean, there's always you get. I think you've had people from his team mention it before, but I think they got in touch with someone from his team. Got in touch with my manager Glenn, but they wanted me to box on a Pat Barrett show. You know, with them Black Flash
Yeah,
Promotions.
yeah, yeah.
Um, what they offered for 10 rounds, just I'm not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? And I can sell my own tickets, so I'd rather do it on my own show in Bradford. If I have a central area title, you do it in Bradford. But
Would you
I'd say
welcome that
central.
fight in Bradford maybe or a different show?
It depends. It all comes down to me for it's whoever's paying the most. That's where I'll go. I've always said it, and I think I've proved that with the guys I've been in with. You know, Moses
Exactly.
Atauma, Tom Carty.
I mean, if
Uh,
Babbitt, wants a comeback fight, if he wants to come back,
well, exactly. Yeah, if they're paying enough, I'm more than happy to
what
step in.
was your thoughts on Babbitt Fisher? I mean, not really
Well,
much to say, really, but yeah.
I think I thought I actually said he'd get knocked out inside 3 rounds. I didn't expect
I
it to be
said that as
35
well, yeah. I
seconds,
said that to a few people.
but he got stopped quite badly in his Bridgewater fight as well in a round. Uh,
What do you make of Bridgerweight? I mean, it's like there's not many, is there, of them?
well, it's not a recognised weight as yet. I mean,
Not
we've
even on
got
Box Rec, is it?
Lawrence Okoli won WBC title, so they recognise it in. Well, no, there's only the WBC have brought a ranking system out, and I think they've got something like maybe 15 boxers ranked to box for the title. But I think it is a good weight to bring out because the step up from cruiserweight to, I mean, you've got guys like heavyweights all over 14, so you could be 14 stone 5, and you can't be fighting a guy who's 18 and a half, 19 stone. So, I mean, I'm not
Like
a big,
Wilder's a naturally like a Bridgerweight, isn't he?
yeah, well, I mean, you look at Wilder, I mean, he's weighing in at 15 stone 2. He's 6'7" and weighing 212 pound. You know, he's no legs whatsoever. Uh, but that's the thing. You're still getting guys who are weighing 15. It's like Uzi could be in that category. You know, he's weighing 15 stone 10. But obviously, he's an exception. You know, his boxing
Yeah.
skills are
I mean, but
way
if you've
above
seen that
anybody else's.
weigh-in with Wilder and Zhang, I mean the difference in how much they weighed was a joke, wasn't it?
Oh, the size difference were massive. Yeah, it was just stupid. I think there were a 5 stone weight advantage, and it does. I mean, I think when I boxed Tom Carty, I gave away something like 3 stone, and 42 pound. It's a lot of weight to give away against some of these big guys. But I think it just needs time to click on. I'm sure they'll bring it in eventually. Uh, Probably, I don't think I'll be still boxing when they bring it out. It'd have been a great weight for myself, to be honest with you. It'd have been a good weight for me to box that would that.
Mm. Yeah, but talk about, of course, you've got your rematch with Ryan. Talk about, is it about, not, is there not many opponents around? Is that why you've got the rematch? Of course, you fought him when he had his like second fight and you were quite, It was one of your like second
My
or third fight.
I think it was my third fight, yeah, because I had my comeback fight, should I say. I'd been out at ring for 3 or 4 years. But yeah, it's just
You've both improved, haven't you? And I think he's become like he was quite new to the sort of on the road
yeah, I
scene,
mean,
sort of journeyman scene, wasn't he?
yeah, Ryan's a solid journeyman to be fair. I think he had a
He
good draw
floats
with
with
Jay.
crew. He floats between cruiser and heavy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he had a draw with Jay Farrell, who's got a 9-3 record. I thought he won that fight, to be
I
fair.
think he's also central area, isn't he, Jay? From Liverpool.
Yeah, Wilby's from Liverpool, yeah. So yeah, he's central area as well. Uh, but yeah, it's hard to you ask people that either booked up themselves, or they've either there's issues with medicals, etc., or the amount of money they're demanding is just silly for a 4 rounder for
Especially
a.
from the overseas fighters as well. They charge quite a bit, don't they?
They do, yeah, and some of these overseas opponents they're not very good, to be honest. Some of them are a joke. There were a German guy who's been over here lately. He's about 5'7" and 21 stone. They've just banned him from coming over.
Why did they
Vincent
ban him?
just getting stopped or just basically not up to standards.
Was he a
And get
heavyweight at 5'7"?
Yeah, 21 stone.
I
So,
actually think I might know that might be, but I don't know his name.
but Vincent Alazon or something like that is called.
I think
Bald.
I've definitely seen. I think I know who you're on about, but yeah, he's been banned,
Yeah,
has he? I
so
didn't
the
know
the
that.
the, the band Adrian King boxed him. Uh,
Oh, I think yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the banned him. And some of the other European
What
guys to
was
get
you
in,
meant to
it's
box
just
him?
you what? Sorry.
Was you meant to box that guy who got banned or no?
No, I'd never. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have boxed him. I wouldn't charge people the ticket money to come watch me box him, and that's no disrespect to him. You get
Mm.
some very good journeymen, but
Like such as Ryan.
he's a good journeyman. Now, the guy we're on about is not a good journeyman. Not at all. You get some, they get punched and they're lying on the floor. They just come in to take an easy payday, and it does you no good, and it ruins it
Because they
going
take
forward.
one decent punch and it goes, doesn't it?
Well, that's it, yeah. So you need someone who's going to give you rounds,
And I
who's
don't.
durable.
Ryan's only been stopped what two times I think, or maybe
Yeah, I
three.
think so. I think Arby is he's boxing. He's boxing this
And
week
he's.
against and he's Taj down in Sheffield on a Fight Zone show.
Would you keep your
Uh,
eyes on that? Watch the fights.
yeah, I'll be watching that. Uh, yeah, seeing what he's up to, what he's like, what his style's like. For next week, obviously.
I think he's changed since the last time he fought you, don't you think, or no?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's changed his style. I mean, he's he's now what you call a solid journeyman. Uh, but these are the guys. It's they're there to give you rounds. What I've been working on in gym and stuff like that. And
Do you think this is a good fight for you to get some rounds under your tank? Of course, everyone likes a big knockout, and you have got two,
well,
at
that's the
Arc in
thing.
Bradford,
Yeah,
two
I mean,
knockouts out of two in a row at the minute.
it is. Yeah, it's 2 knockout wins in a row for me. But you get them knockout wins, and sometimes it's a bit like you're a bit deflated afterwards. You haven't really broke sweat, should I say, or been made to work for it. So for me, I just want to get the rounds in, hopefully get the win, and then moving forward, it's just going to be some, good paydays on TV shows for myself. Like I say, the phone's always ringing for them. So
Yeah,
it's
you get
definitely, I
loads of
think
offers.
I've had quite a lot of offers, to be honest with you, against different guys, whether it's been from, matchroom shows, GMB or whatever it's
Oh,
called, that promotion.
GBM, yeah. They do good
Yeah.
shows, they do.
And obviously Fight Zone. But it all comes down at the end of the day to finances. I've got a set amount what I'll do it for. And unless they're paying that, then I'm not going to do it.
Because you fought on the zone, TNT, and now, hopefully that Sky Sports fight lands.
And then
And
it's
then you
all the big
boxed on all
networks
three
done.
of the main ones, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, all the main networks will have been done then. And hopefully we'll get this German kid over in Germany. it's just another big name to
And
add
then
to
you'll
the
be
resume
you'll
then
be
as well.
fighting over well, I wouldn't say islands overseas, but you get what I mean, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, so a bit second. It'll be no, but yeah, it's classic as an overseas fight. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, I don't mind traveling. A ring's a ring at the end of the day. So, and I've always said, I look at, but I love boxing, but I also look at it as a business as well. You've got to be rewarded for
Is
it.
there any
And
names that you, before you hang the gloves up, that ideally you want to box? Any names or no? I mean, that Jake Paul fight would be good. I mean, for that, big payday, you know what I mean? But
oh yeah, I'd love that fight. Names that I'd want to box: Moses Jolly, from Cardiff. Think he's a great fighter.
what
I've
about
watched
Tommy,
him.
or do you think Tommy's still messing around with the YouTubers?
Tommy Fury, yeah, I think he's still messing about with YouTubers. To be honest, I can't see him being a proper boxer. But regards to heavyweight boxers, Moses Jolly from Cardiff. I've watched him from day one. Really like his style. He's going places. Think
Mm.
that'd be a good fight. There's a guy called Jamie TVK. Uh,
TKV, yeah.
if that's his name, I like him. I think
Boxer
he's
fighter he is.
yeah, he's gone a bit quiet as late. He had a loss last year, but he came back with a win. But I'm not sure what's happening with him. So yeah, there's a few round there. There's Franklin Ignatius.
Oh yeah.
There's
He beat
Tommy.
Stephen Robinson, didn't he?
Yeah, there's Tommy Welsh. Uh, so yeah, there's quite a few around there to be honest with you. But and also there's the guy that I said that I turned down at 3 days' notice, the Odiasi guy from Germany. Uh, after I think Eddie Hearn after that fight says that nobody will box him. They can't get an opponent to box him. Now, I'm not surprised they can't get anyone to box him on 3 days' notice with the money they're offering. But I actually got my manager to send the matchmaker Tom Dallas a message saying I'll happily box him. Just give me 4 weeks' notice.
What about
And
Lewis Wright? Do you know him? He's from I think he's from Blackpool.
yeah, I've heard of him. Only thing with them guys, is that they're not signed with big promoters. So
Oh, because on the smaller hall.
yeah, so it's obviously it's the fight when you're boxing as an away fighter, you don't have to sell it. You make your money at home shows by selling tickets, which is a
Yeah.
job in itself. When you're the away fighter, you don't need to do it. Now,
Yeah, because
when
they
I'm boxing
cover
on,
your purse sort of thing.
yeah, exactly. So, but when I'm boxing on these TV shows, obviously the money's a lot more, and I don't have to worry about anything, ticket sales, anything like
Because you've
that.
had a
Everything's
few
covered.
offers, haven't you, on these small hall shows for big, I would say, yeah, sort of good 50-50 offers.
What's that? Sorry.
You've had some like smaller hall opportunities, haven't you?
Yeah, there's been short notice ones. Again, they always are. I think a couple. I had what's his name now? The guy from London who won ABAs, the short guy.
Dykes,
Yeah, that's it. Sykes. What's his name again? Sorry,
Harvey Dykes.
Harvey Dykes. That's it. Yeah. So we got offered him.
He
That
boxes
were
on
again a
Wasserman
week,
sometimes.
a week's notice. I think he's just boxed in America not long ago. He's another good fighter, but I think he's moving back down to cruiserweight.
Oh,
Uh,
I didn't
yeah,
really.
they're trying to get him down to cruiserweight.
Oh, I
Whether they
didn't
do
know
it or
that.
not, I don't know. Uh, so yeah, there was him. But there's some good young up and coming fighters coming through as well
You
in
see
in the
that guy,
heavyweight.
Louis Pocci, he boxed on the Billum Smith card and the fight.
Well, that's
What's his
that's
name?
another name that we got offered, Louis Pachetti on the Billum Smith undercard. They offered us that again, 3 days notice in a 4 rounder, and said no to that.
He's
I don't
heavyweight,
think
isn't he?
he's not signed with anybody, but he seems to be getting on all the big shows.
Yeah, I mean, he
Uh,
fought on the Matchroom card just gone as well.
he did, yeah. Uh, that were another one.
He's
Again,
up and
three.
coming, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Not the biggest heavyweight either. A young kid. I'd happily, I'd love that fight as well. He's getting on all the big shows. I got my manager to text them again. Said I wasn't going to take it on 3 days. But that fight, I don't think I would have been able to anyway because I was still
Oh, the
waiting for stuff
medical.
from my medical to come through.
I
But
mean,
I'd
well, you'll
happily,
keep getting these offers. I mean, and there's some heavyweights that are avoided, and people don't want to fight them, such as Carty was avoided, Moses was avoided, and you step up to fight them.
well, that's the thing. I'm sure there's
Because
other
now they've
heavyweight.
seen those two box you, and it's sort of they're saying, oh, they trying to want to do better than so and so.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I'm sure there's other heavyweights, who are getting offered these fights, but for whatever reason, they all turn them down. Uh, Whereas myself, I'll like I say, if as long as they're paying enough, I'm willing to box anybody.
Hmm. Have you got any remaining tickets for the Labourn fight or no?
Yeah, I've still got some tickets left for that. Yeah, most of them have nearly gone now, but yeah, there's still a few knocking about for that. You always get your last minute sales with that anyway. There's always people ringing up
Hmm.
last minute for tickets and stuff. So hopefully they should all be gone by next week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean?
It's a good little
Uh,
card as well, isn't it? As always.
yeah, there's 8 fight. I think there's 7 fights on it. Jacob Quinn's in an 8 rounder. Interesting fight
Michael
against the kid.
King.
Yeah, he's
I
got an hard
seen that
fight to be
King
fair.
box
Yeah,
a few weeks ago. He was on a GBM show in London, so that would make for a decent. Is that main event or no?
yeah, I think that'll be top at Bill with it being an 8 rounder. So
Would you
you
be
got
towards the
Jacob.
back end of the card? Do you know? Is
I well, they always normally put me on back end, but I'm going to ask to go on early. So I'm going to
what?
try and
Because
get
you
on
want to
early.
watch the Jacob
Watch
fight?
this. Yeah, I want to watch some of the fights to be honest with you. So I'm going to ask if I can get on early next week. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm fit. My weight's good as well. I've got my weight now up to about 16 and a half stone. So I'm feeling comfortable at this now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to box now.
Hmm. And as always, uh, um, I let you shout people out. You know who's helping you as always before I let you go.
Yeah, obviously my sponsors have been a massive help, from Andrew Beale at Zoom Utilities, Matt Nelson, Kay Mitchell from Kay Marie Boutiques, Matt Nelson at Nelson Scaffolding. Uh, they've all helped me out massively with sponsors. A company called Palpack as well. They're all helping me out, and just thanks to everybody who's buying tickets because without them guys, we won't be able to box and keep ticking over, hopefully keeping the record positive, and which leads to these bigger fights on the bigger days on TV for you.
Well, yeah, and yeah. Good luck next Saturday and go and get that seventh win, mate. All the best.
Will do. Speak soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
Cheers.